Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new season of Road to Indy TV. I'm your host, Tony Laporta.
And I'm Rob Houghton, and together we're going to bring you all the news from the paddock. We're going to look at the racing action that happened on track, and we're going to bring you everything from the Mazda Road to Indy.
On this weekend's episode, a few drivers and I head down to the beach to play sand volleyball. We're going to run around the paddock and meet the new faces joining the series and bring you all the updates from the first weekend of the 2018 season.
This season is getting ready to get underway. Everything here on Road to Indy TV.
As a new season of Road to Indy racing begins here in St. Petersburg, Florida, the annual tradition of finding out and meeting the new racers that fill all three of the categories begins. Join us as we walk through the paddock here in St. Pete and catch up with some of the new faces on the Mazda Road to Indy. New faces, maybe, to the Mazda Road to Indy, but not a new face to me or my nightmares. It's the young Kyle DePell from the Pacific Northwest. Kyle, how good does it feel to be on the Mazda Road to Indy?
It's pretty great. It's a new experience. It's fun cars. It's great.
It is great. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We're coming around. We're getting to meet all the young rookies, all the new faces to the series. Who is Kyle DePell?
I'm from Portland, Oregon. I started karting about 4 years ago, and then
Where'd you start karting?
Pat's Acres in Canby, Oregon. And then just moved to cars this year.
In the USF 2000 Championship. Kyle, thanks for the time, and we look forward to talking to you a lot this year.
Yeah, you too, man.
My name is Julian van der Vat. I am from Cape Town, South Africa, so it's quite a far way away. We from South Africa raced Formula 1600s last year. We were the South African champions last year in 1600s, and it's my first year on the Mazda Road to Indy with Team Palfrey.
So I grew up watching a lot of F1 because of my dad, and I grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas, which doesn't have a lot of racing culture. It's the only state that doesn't even have a paved quarter mile. So ended up going to school in Atlanta and just got the opportunity and chased it.
Talking to second series racer Corey Enders. Oh, I mean series rookie James Raven. Mr. Raven, are you a thief all the time or just your teammates' suits?
Just my teammates' suits, yeah. He's we haven't got my suit in yet, so I'm having to put up with Corey's dirty old one from 2 years ago or last year. So
Tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Portsmouth in the United Kingdom. It's about 45 minutes south of London, right by a beach, so similar to here, but just without the hot weather.
Best of luck this weekend, and we look forward to talking to you all year long.
Thanks a lot.
All right, James Raven, not Corey Enders. In 2018 here on Road to Indy TV, I, Tony Laporta, I'm going to challenge each and every driver on the Road to Indy this season to some kind of contest away from the racetrack to find out if they can truly be champions in the car and out of it. So I've got Pro Mazda driver Robert McGinnis and USF 2000 rookie and Mazda Soul Red driver Keith Donegan. We're here on the beaches of St. Pete. We're going to play a little bit of beach volleyball. First up, Robert McGinnis. All right, Robert McGinnis, you ready to do this?
Oh yeah.
All right, best of luck to you. Say a prayer for me. Ah. Oh, no dive. That's a point for Laporta. Yeah! All right, we're not even playing this to like rules. Like, yeah! I hate this job. Next up, Keith Donegan. Hope you're better at driving. Oh, is anybody watching this right now?
I'm letting them in on this.
Is anybody watching this? Because I'm about to win this challenge. Okay, are we playing for real now?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been. Wait, how do you rule that? Because it came down on my side, but he touched it. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. He looks like he was born to be an official. This feels so good. This feels so right.
That's not fair. Come on. He had practice or something.
Road to Indy TV, 2 points. Drivers, 0. We're back on the road, we're back at a racetrack, and that's what we're most happy about right now. It's kickoff weekend, and the 2018 Road to Indy is rolling along, Rob, and as we are here in St. Pete, it's been a great weekend of racing so far.
No, I think everybody was super excited to actually get back to racing. We've been testing all off season. It's time to actually go wheel to wheel. This track, Tony, goes so hard in these young competitors. There's absolutely no room for error, and just the slightest mistake, you're going to be in the wall.
You talk about preseason testing. Parker Thompson suffered a really hard crash that probably put quite a dent in his crash damage budget. So you talk about coming here where there's no room for error, and that's on Parker's mind. It's on all these drivers' minds.
You know, we were surprised to see some of the turn one incidents as we normally do. Very first race of the season, guys getting too amped up, driving through the apex in turn number one. That really changed the way the race kind of rolled out for a number of the drivers.
Now, as we transition from the drivers that aren't as lucky to get out of here without damage, I want to talk about one driver who did get out of race one at least without any damage. Paddock Award scores his first win in Indy Lights after picking up the pole position due to some bad luck for Aaron Telitz. But it was very interesting, I thought. Last year we were here, we interviewed Paddock. We said, what's the key to surviving turn one at St. Pete? And he said, big cojones. So then I get down on my knee to interview him for pre-race before Indy Lights yesterday, and I'm expecting that same kind of energy and big attitude, and I go, Paddock, do you have enough to get through turn one? And he seemed very meek, very quiet, very ready. I think once you put that helmet on and it all hits you, your attitude changes.
You know, Tony, I think you're right, and I think a big thing about Paddock Award right now, and you've seen it, of course, over the last number of years, he's so much more mature. He seems more confident, more relaxed this year than he has been in the last couple of years. I think having that full season at Andretti Autosport locked and loaded, he's got confidence.
Absolutely, and confidence is key on the road to Indy, and especially at a track like this, St. Petersburg, the concrete canyon, where you go into a corner and these barriers are above these drivers' head. You hit it. Confidence is most important.
You know what? Even a veteran driver can make a mistake. Aaron Telitz was pushing very hard in qualifying number two, got into the wall. In fact, so hard, he destroyed the tub on that car, not able to make race number one. And it really does kind of change the championship points right now. We figured Telitz was going to be a contender for the title. And to be honest, Tony, all three of our categories stacked with talent. It's really hard to pick who's going to win this championship.
Absolutely. Parker Thompson and Renus VK, at least in race number one. What a great battle there in Pro Mazda. This is shaping up to be an incredible kickoff weekend.
The exciting thing about Pro Mazda is the fact that we have so many great drivers, of course competitors making the move, graduating up from USF 2000. We've got Harrison Scott coming in from England as well. That championship is going to be so tight. What we saw at St. Petersburg, really just the tip of the iceberg.
So obviously a lot to discuss here in the kickoff weekend of the 2018 season. Let's get back to it here on Road to Indy TV.
It's Charles Finelli with the suit unzipped and everything. I feel like I'm talking to Steve McQueen. How are you?
What you doing? How you guys doing?
Well, we're doing great. The important thing is, how are you doing?
Getting my head together here.
Yeah?
It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting. If you were a vegetable, which one would you be?
A carrot.
A carrot? Why?
Things I can't say that.
Okay, you're going to keep it clean for us. Yeah. Have fun out there.
Banana, long and gangly.
I think that's a fruit, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Get going. Go to your car. All right, let's keep going here. And if you were a vegetable, which one would you be?
I like Brussels sprouts.
No, if you were one, which would you be?
Oh. Asparagus?
Why?
Wait, no, broccoli?
Why?
Because I like broccoli.
Stacey Cook, is there any truth to the rumor that your name is Stacey because you used to be a woman?
I refuse to answer that comment.
That's a yes. That's a screaming yes.
I just don't want to answer that comment.
Yeah, that's a big old fat yes if I ever heard it. Cute shirt, by the way. Everything going okay in there?
Yeah, everything was great. Normal pit stop. The guys did a great job, and a normal pit stop. We're going to be out P2, P3.
Do you practice interviews in your sleep?
No, not really.
Look over here. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
What are you thinking about right now?
The start.
Are you sure you're not thinking about nachos?
A bit, but I just ate a big Subway, so I'm not really hungry.
You didn't have nachos?
No.
Why?
I'm on a diet.
Are you calling me fat?
Hi race fans, I'm Rob Howden. I'm going to bring you a brand new segment here on Road to Indy TV. It's called the MRTI Insider. I'm going to bring you all the inside scoop from the paddock, everything that's going on that you might not have heard of yet, and stuff that's coming down the pipe. The 2017-2018 off-season was exciting in the Mazda Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tires, especially in USF 2000. We have 25 drivers here in St. Petersburg, and there were some fantastic late additions to the paddock. Jamie Caroline, the British F4 champion, joining BN Racing. We thought it was going to be Zach Holden in the car. He ends up moving over to DE Force. Of course, looking at that Indy Lights paddock as well, we weren't sure how many cars we were going to have or even if Team Pelfrey was going to make it to the race. They show up with two veterans, Shelby Blackstock and Neil Alberico. Really exciting to see those veterans back here in the Indy Lights program. People you want to keep an eye on. I'm telling you, there's some great young drivers coming through the field. I talked to a bunch of my insider sources. They told me that if Igor Fraga was going to sign for a team, they could possibly be a race winner. He's already got a couple victories this year in F4 NACAM down in Mexico. Exclusive Autosport picked him up. He could be a driver to watch this year. Rasmus Lint is one I think everybody's expecting to step up. He's a rookie here this year. Doesn't have any racing experience in cars, but he is a top driver in international karting. He's going to run for Pabst Racing. The redhead from Sweden could be one to watch as well. Last but not least, a big signing for that new team, RP Motorsports Racing, as they are bringing Harrison Scott to the Pro Mazda Championship. He's your Euro Formula Open champion, dominated the season last year, and even though we know we have a lot of great drivers in Pro Mazda who started in USF 2000, it could be this driver from England that comes over and steals the crown to try to take that seat in Indy Lights next year. One final note that I was able to pick up is we could have a new driver in Indy Lights, Canadian driver Nelson Mason, who ran last year in the World Series V8 Formula category. Did fantastic over there. He is battling like crazy to try to find the budget to make it to Indy Lights next year. We may see him as soon as Barber Motorsports Park. The MRTI paddock is always intriguing. It's always evolving. You never know really what's happening behind the scenes. We'll do the best we can to bring you that information here on The Insider.
So the opening weekend of racing here in 2018 comes to a close, and what a fantastic start to the year it was, Rob.
Yeah, we got a chance to see the brand new Tatis PM18 in action.
You talk about the debut of the PM18, man, how good was the racing in both those Pro Mazda events this weekend? And as always, USF 2000, a lot of fun to watch.
And now we go to Barber Motorsports Park. We go to round number 2. It's going to be a great weekend in Alabama.
Unfortunately, our second weekend of racing, those USF 2000 drivers won't be there. They'll miss out.
Indeed, it'll only be Indy Lights and Pro Mazda in Alabama, but the top 2 rungs of the Mazda Road to Indy are going to take on that challenging facility.
So Birmingham, Alabama, the next site for the Cooper Tires truck, as well as all the other trucks that fill the Mazda Road to Indy paddock. It's going to be a great weekend of racing coming up in April. I'm Tony Laporta.
And I'm Rob Howden.
And we'll see you down the road.